Dorsey, creator and founder of You're More Than Their Mother, and I teach entrepreneurial women, entrepreneurial moms to reclaim, realign, and rebalance their lives. It's so funny when I say that, or if I stutter over that, because of course I know moms are women, but I like to be very specific with that. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. Today, per usual, is another great and juicy topic. And it's one that I think is very shifting for you, will be very shifting for you personally, as well as in your business. And that's what this is all about. That's why I do these videos, in order to give you the tools you need to change where it is you are now to where it is that you want to be, with the fundamentals or the infrastructure needed to build everything else upon. So today, if my memory serves me correctly, this one is entitled, It Is True, or It Will Happen in As Much As You Believe. So when I talk about a belief, I am not talking about this from a religious aspect, meaning where you serve, what denomination you are, where you go to church, in that aspect. I'm talking about this in terms of a philosophy, if you will. I believe in life that you have to have a philosophy, meaning a way that you act and behave, a way that you do things, essentially. And that philosophy comes from your beliefs. And what I believe a belief is simply a thought that you continue to think. And you've thought it so much that for you now, it is true. And you base your behavior and actions off of the beliefs that you have. Now, I also believe that a belief is conscious, and that we have conscious and subconscious beliefs. Okay, so what do I mean by that? As usual, let me get into that in just a second here. But as usual, I'm going to give this to you from two perspectives, from a personal and then from a business perspective, and show you how it affects you and how it can either catapult you in your business, in your life, or how it's holding you back. Okay, and that is this belief that I'm talking about. So when I say a belief, or when we talk about belief, and I want to talk to you again now from the personal side. When I talk about a personal belief, I want to talk about me personally, okay, in this personal example. I mentioned in another video before we got cut off with this one, I was mentioning that I like to use myself, number one, as the example to show you that, number one, you're not the only one going through this. Whatever it is that you're going through, and I know that I'm not an anomaly. I know that the transparency that I speak with you all with is attractive. There's resonance there, and you can hopefully see yourself in some of the examples that I give you. The other thing, by me being a mentor, people disclose information to me that is personal. So I don't like to use I don't like to use people's personal information, because they've entrusted me with this. So I don't want anyone to ever think, oh, this came from me. There's a level of trust that's there that I will always maintain and keep that integrity going in my business and in my life. So with that being said, in using myself, let me use this personal example of weight. I want to talk about what I believed about myself in terms of weight. Now, as you know, I've mentioned a million times, lost a lot of weight, right? Almost 100 pounds. And while I used to say out loud that I didn't want to be almost 300 pounds, what I believed about myself subconsciously was that I couldn't lose 100 pounds. Does that make sense? I didn't believe I had either the mental strength that comes with lifestyle change or dieting, whatever works for you in terms of phrasing with that. I didn't believe I had the discipline that it took to go and work out every day. I didn't believe I had the discipline or the strength or the courage to say no to certain foods and certain habits. And that was hey, they're always assisting you. We seem to keep running into each other virtually. I didn't believe that about myself. And while I would not say that out loud to you, my actions dictated that. Because what I believe is that what you believe, your beliefs dictate your actions. And so I was walking around saying with my mouth that I want to lose weight, or affirming, if you will, but I didn't believe that I could do that. So for so long, I carried that weight on me, and it became more of just a physical weight for me. It turned into a mental weight. The real word I want to use is oppression, and I want you to stay with me. It became a mental oppression for me, because I believed that if I couldn't do that, then I was holding myself back in other areas, so I wouldn't try, because my physical appearance didn't match what I kept saying that I wanted. So I began to have basically lack in self-esteem. My self-esteem began to lower, and if my self-esteem lowered, that meant I didn't show up in areas of my life where I could have been doing better at, or I could have tried a little bit harder, but I didn't believe in myself enough to do that. So the belief that I held about myself subconsciously kept me stuck at that weight. Now, with that being said, I know I mentioned in that example that affirming and saying out loud that I was losing weight and that I had a healthy lifestyle change and all those things that come with that. I know that those things, because I was saying those things, it didn't mean that it was so, that it took action behind that. And because I didn't have the belief, my belief hadn't caught up with my words, that didn't stop me from affirming it daily until my belief did catch up with my words. Does that make sense for you? If you're with me live, give me some hearts. If you're on the replay here, send me over some explanation or let me know your thoughts, or a thumbs up, whatever it is. Good, Tracy. So with that, thank you for those hearts. Thank you. So with that being said, there was a power in me affirming what it was that I wanted until my subconscious belief caught up with that. So that, not only was there a power in it, that was one of the things that shifted me. That was one of the things that changed me. I got tired of saying something that really wasn't true for me. And what it did was force me to take a deeper look at myself and find out, what is it about me that I don't believe is possible that's keeping me stuck right here where I am, in this example, at this weight? Why can't I seem to shed and shred like everything and everybody else that I'm seeing around me, but most importantly, like what I see in my mind, the image that I hold of myself in my mind? And so it wasn't until I start fleshing out those beliefs and what I believed about myself and changing those things that I began to see a change on my physical or the outside. Well, now let's gravitate toward thank you. I'm glad you're understanding what I'm saying. So now let's use this same thought or ideology, and let's talk about our businesses as entrepreneurial moms. We have limiting beliefs about who it is that we are in business, and it's showing up in our business. And what's happening is, once again, we're leaving money on the table because we don't believe subconsciously that we can do everything that we're saying that we can do. So last week, I think it is, on one of the recordings we talked about, I told you all that I hit a milestone, a financial milestone for myself for a monthly milestone. And I think I mentioned to you the number, and if I hadn't, or if you weren't there, that number is $10,000 a month. Well, I put that goal in place long ago. Yes, Tracy, yes. I put that goal in place long ago for myself, literally over a year ago. And I was saying that I was going to hit that, but subconsciously I didn't believe it. Not only did I not hit that goal many times, it was many times I hit zero for that month, $0 for that month. It wasn't that I didn't have the product. It wasn't that I wasn't doing the advertising. I didn't have those things in place, but I wasn't doing what it took behind the promotion of it. I wasn't doing what it took behind the marketing of it. I wasn't doing what it took behind the networking of it, because subconsciously I didn't believe that I could do that. So it stopped me from reaching out in the ways that I should. It stopped me from showing up in ways that I should have been in places physically, as well as an internet presence. I didn't do it because I didn't believe it. Well, when that became true, It also, or when that happened for me, yes, I see you agreeing. I'm telling you, we've all been through it. And if you've been through it before, share with me when and what ways has this happened to you personally or in business. How are you shrinking or not showing up? How is a subconscious belief limiting you to where you are? So with that being said, I left money on the table. And it wasn't until I kept affirming with myself, until I kept believing, and I kept affirming and I kept saying out loud that my belief caught up with my words. When my belief caught up, my actions changed. I began to reach out a little bit more. I began to shred off or cut off non-revenue generating activities. I began to delegate those things out. I began to speak with the right people. I began to see resources that were right there in front of me. And guess what happened? My income began to grow and grow and grow. So it absolutely, that subconscious belief affected me on a very physical level. It very much affects how the money you make, the people you meet, and the things that you do. Okay? Okay, it seems like I'm hitting a button with some people. Now, Tracy, tell me a little bit more about what is you were saying. You were saying something in regards to your health issues and things that you want to do. So let's toss that out there for a second while we kind of recap what it is that I was saying, that I just was talking about in this scope. So what I'm telling you is that what you believe, whatever it is true for you in some. It is true for you. Not what you say. Because what you say does not matter as much as what you believe, because a belief dictates actions. So what it is that you believe about yourself and your business is true, or as I like to say, and so it is. So if you believe that you can make $10,000 a month, so it is. Every resource out here that you need is in place, sitting and ready and waiting. I want to lose weight. I affirm it, just like you said. Good. Every resource you need is out here sitting and waiting for you to simply connect to it. We're not creating a new way. There's nothing new under the sun. We're simply opening up our pathways and shedding, shredding, and eliminating and eradicating limiting and old beliefs that hold us to where we are right now. They hold us, what I like to call, hostage to where we are right now. And it really simply just takes courage to let go of what you used to think and believe and adopt what now works for your situation in life. It can happen. You can do it. There is nothing or anyone holding you back but you. You have to change your beliefs.